Hello and welcome, my name is Occupied Splash, and today I'm playing more Ubisoft Discovery Tour of Ancient Greece. I did reset my progress because it's been a couple months since I played it last, and I don't remember exactly what happened and the tours and stuff, how that all works, so let's just hop right into it. Alright, so here we are back at the beginning, and we're gonna go talk to this lady and see what she wants. Alright, start tour of the Acropolis of Athens.
Greetings, wanderer, and welcome to the Acropolis, the shining jewel of Athens.
Who are you? Who is this?
My name is Aspasia. Though I am not originally from Athens, I have climbed to the top of its social ladder using my wit and intellect. I've even earned the love of Pericles, one of the most powerful men in the city. The mind truly is a beautiful thing.
Indeed. Alright, so let's turn on subtitles real quick. Alright, subtitles are on. Let's just start the tour.
The Acropolis of Athens is a bastion of art and culture worthy of the gods themselves. Within this citadel, you will find many important sacred buildings, as well as some of the most magnificent art in all of Greece. You are in for a very enlightening visit. When you're done, come find me, and we can discuss the things you have seen. Farewell for now.
Alright, let's start this tour. Follow the path to the next station.
The Acropolis has gone through many changes in its long history. It began as a simple rock, was settled as early as the Neolithic period, and then became a fortress in the Mycenaean period. Stone buildings started appearing in the 7th century BCE, but the famous structures whose ruins remain visible today date mainly from a period of construction in the 5th century BCE. The location of the Acropolis is closely tied with Athens' foundation myth. Supposedly, it was the site where Athena and Poseidon competed for the city's patronage. This connection gave the Acropolis a sacred aura, and it was considered the religious heart of the city.
Cool. So this is where they fought for okay, whatever. Let's go on to section number 2.
The Temple of Athena Nike was built on the remains of old fortifications from the Mycenaean era. Worship at the temple can be traced back to the 6th century BCE. But the building itself was destroyed during the Greco-Persian Wars a century later. It was rebuilt during the Peloponnesian War. Given that the name Athena Nike roughly means Athena of victory, it was likely constructed in the hopes that Athens would win the war. Unusually, the temple depicts historical scenes of battles against the Persians instead of the more mythologically inclined art of other Greek buildings. The temple's priestess was chosen randomly among the Athenians and received a salary of 50 drachmae annually, along with skins and trophies from sacrificed animals.
Alright, that's actually pretty cool. So, alright, discovery sites. There are discovery sites all over the world. Interact with them to learn more on ancient Greece. Many are hidden throughout the world. Find them to unlock special characters. I'm sticking with the main chick here. Alright, so I guess that makes sense if it's like a Athena of victory. They wanted it to show that they're victorious and whatnot. It would make sense that they would have actual historical battles written, like, put on it instead of mythological tales and whatnot. Alright, let's go here.
The Acropolis was built up over a long period, due in no small part to its partial destruction during the Greco-Persian Wars. It was in the 5th century BCE, though, that the Acropolis received its most significant improvements. This period was an extremely prosperous time for Athens, both financially and culturally. With a booming economy bolstered by trade and the Lavrion silver mines, Pericles, the leader of Athens, financed a huge project to rebuild the citadel. He enlisted the help of renowned artists, like the sculptor Phidias, as well as the architects Iktinos and Callicrates. Together, they erected buildings like the Parthenon and the Propylaea Gateway. Pericles' goal was to make the Acropolis into a glorious monument to the gods and to mortal Athenians.
I've heard of the Parthenon. Isn't that like one of the most one of the most prominent buildings of ancient Greece, at least today. Alright, out of the way! I'm going to see the big statue of Athena. Wow, that does look good.
Behind the Propylaea was the giant bronze statue of Athena Promachos, or Athena who fights on the front lines. That name was reflected in the spear and shield the statue held in its hands. It was erected in the mid-5th century BCE by the artist Phidias. According to an inscription, it took 9 years to make and cost almost 500,000 drachmae. At approximately 10 meters tall, the statue was apparently so large that Pausanias claimed its helmet and spear tip could be seen from the sea near Cape Sunion, 60 kilometers away. The ornamentation on the statue's shield was engraved by the metalsmith Mies.
Wow, that is a big statue. Guess that's kind of like the Greeks or Athens version of the Statue of Liberty or something. Cool. Let's find what's over here. This is actually really cool and very informative.
The Aerophoroi were young girls between the ages of 7 and 11 who were in charge of special rites. A list of 4 girls was drafted by the Assembly of Citizens, from which the High Magistrate, the Archon Basileus, chose 2 to serve as Aerophoroi for the year. The girls lived in a house on the Acropolis. They were in charge of carrying sacred objects and weaving the peplos of Athena. The peplos was a sacred robe offered to Athena during Panathenea, a festival held in her honor.
Okay. Peplos? I actually want to learn more about that. You hit E to learn more. The House of Aerophero. Yep. The Aerophero were selected on the basis of noble birth, so only high-status girls had the privilege of serving Athena during the feasts of Epiphero and the Parthenon. Yeah, sorry, I can't speak ancient Greece at all, or really any other language in English. Pausanias wrote that 2 girls whose designation meant bearers of mysteries, sacred offerings, performed a special rite during the Aerophore, who their main duty was to descend from Acropolis to a precinct of Aphrodite, carrying secret objects on their heads, given to them by the priestess of Athena. Once at their destination, they left the objects and received something else in return. Neither the Epiphae, that one, nor the priestess knew what any of the objects were, as they were always covered. The Aerophores, other duty was to assist the temple's priestess in the sacred act of weaving Athena's peplos garment. This ritual took place over 9 months before the garment was finally offered to Athena at the Panathenea. Employing young, inexperienced people, the little girls, guaranteed a purity of the sacred robe. It also gave the girls the chance to learn how to spin and weave, which were the 2 most important tasks required of Greek women. The description, this is the, people doing stuff. Cool. Alright. Let's head on over to the next tour. Or next tour spot. Oh, swing right. And here we are.
The Erechtheion was an atypical temple. It was dedicated not only to Athena Pelias, but also to Cecrops, the mythical founder of Athens, his son Erechtheos, and even Poseidon, the sea god who challenged Athena for possession of the city. The temple was divided into sections. The eastern part housed a statue dedicated to Athena, while the western section jointly belonged to Poseidon and Erechtheos. Meanwhile, King Cecrops' grave was believed to be under the caryatid porch. Under the temple was a crypt that was said to contain the sacred snakes of Athena. The snakes may have had a sweet tooth because the priestesses of Athena allegedly fed them honey cakes.
Well, honey cakes doesn't seem like a proper nutritional diet for snakes. Alright, let's take a detour over and see what this is about. Priesthood. Alright, learn more. There was no professional qualification needed to become a priest or a priestess. A wealthy family, luck, and less often the will of the public assembly were the only criteria that mattered. Many priesthoods stayed within the same families or clans for generations, as the appointment of priests outside the members of the clan was strictly prohibited. For example, in Athens, both the priestess of Athena Polias and Poseidon Erectias had to come from this place. Priests and priestesses were in charge of the sacrifices to the gods and any other cultic duties preserved by tradition. They also assisted political leaders and other civilians or citizens who wished to correctly perform public and private religious activities. Lastly, they presided over the affairs and resources of their assigned sanctuary. They were held in high esteem by their fellow citizens, and their political opinions carried a lot of weight in public debates. In certain cities, the annual priesthood of the main cult was even used as a way of measuring time. Priests and priestesses who received significant shares of the sacrifices they performed also received significant shares of the sacrifices they performed. Although priests generally enjoyed the same freedoms and rights as its citizens, like that of living at their own homes, they also had to follow restrictive rules. Besides more general requirements such as fasting and undergoing a period of chastity before certain rituals, there were also strange restrictions. For example, in Attica, the priestess of Athena Polias was not allowed to eat cheese. Not allowed to eat cheese, that's just odd. Nope, wrong button. How do I get out of here? Go. Alright, let's head on up over here. Let's do a hop, skip, and a jump over this stuff. Whee! They do keep some of the Assassin's Creed stuff in it, which is nice. Where is it? I love learning about ancient Greeks and stuff. Like, for example, I didn't know that Poseidon and Athena actually fought over who would own Athens. So that's pretty cool.
The Parthenon is one of the most well-known buildings in the world, and an enduring symbol of ancient Greek civilization. While it is located on the Acropolis, the building is not a traditional temple. It was built by the sculptor Phidias and the architects Callicrates and Ictinus as a great monument to the glory of the city of Athens. That glory is evident in its many carvings. One of the most carved monuments in Greek architecture, the Parthenon's decorations depict several mythological scenes. These include the birth of Athena, her fight against Poseidon for the patronage of Athens, the gods' battle with the giants, and the procession of the great Panathenea.
Alright, cool. Now let's... Do I want to learn more? Let me see how long this is. Nope, that's too long. I'm tired of reading. Let's go on inside the Parthenon. This is one of the few buildings I do want to see in real life before I die. Let's go to first person's perspective. Whoa, this is cool.
The Parthenon's inner chamber, or cella, contained a massive statue of Athena that was considered to be one of the sculptor Phidias's greatest masterpieces. The statue was chryselephantine, a combination of gold and ivory. To justify the steep cost of its construction, Pericles told Athenians that the statue was a gold reserve, which could be disassembled in times of economic distress. The cella also allegedly contained a pool, whose main purpose was to control the room's humidity, which helped preserve the statue's ivory.
Wow, that is a lot of ivory. Now, how do I get out of my perspective? Alright, yep, I accidentally hit that. How do I exit my perspective? Oh, there we go. Right. Again, you won't... Oh, no. Okay, let's head this way. Follow the line, Occupied. Follow the line. Don't be dumb and go off on your own. Wow. So how would the pool control humidity? That's actually really interesting. Something I want to look up. Man, just imagine living in a place with like all these statues in a temple where you can worship and stuff, or just like the pure artistry of ancient Greece and ancient Rome for that matter too. That's one of the places I want to visit is Rome. All right, let's go into this side of the Parthenon, first person perspective. Oh wow, that's a lot of gold.
Athens Treasury was located in the Parthenon, where it was believed to be protected by Athena herself. The treasury contained objects of great value, acquired from different conquests, as well as a mass of minted silver coins and various offerings to Athena. Pericles also decided to move the entirety of the Delian League's treasure to the Parthenon in 454 BCE. This was a great testament to Athens' power over the rest of Greece. The riches were divided into two parts, the Demosia, which belonged to the city, and the Hiera Cremata, which was dedicated to the goddess and only used for religious purposes.
Alright, yeah, I actually want to take another look. That is a lot of gold and stuff. Holy crap, they're just piled up! You would think they'd have a safe or something, but I mean, I guess if Athena is supposed to be guarding it, not a big surprise that they just kind of leave it sit. Alright, let's talk to this lady again.
And what did you think of the Acropolis? It truly is quite something, isn't it? A sacred sanctuary and an architectural marvel, all in one. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Let's see. At the end of the tour, you have the option to take a short, lighthearted quiz. Right or wrong, your host will tell you more about each answer you give. Scores for which you have completed the quiz will have a quiz complete state. Cool. Yeah, let's actually
You're confident enough for a test? Very well. Let us see how much you know. Which two gods competed for Athens' patronage?
Oh, that's easy. That is Athena and Poseidon.
Correct. It was Poseidon and Athena who fought for Athens' patronage. As for who won, the answer is in the city's name. On to the next question. Who sculpted the statue of Athena in the Parthenon?
Ooh, that's a good one. Sculptor equals... No, let's do... I think it was Phidias?
Correct. The renowned sculptor Phidias made the statue, which was considered one of his masterpieces. And now, the final question.
Oh boy.
Which king's tomb was believed to be under the caryatid porch?
Ah, crap. Not Perseus. I think it was like Kektrops? Not Leonidas, is it? Alright, I'm going with Kektrops.
That is correct. Kektrops was the mythological first king of Athens, and his tomb was said to be under the Erechtheion. It seems you know much about this place. Well done, wanderer.
Yes, thank you. Alright, take me to the next suggested tour.
Very well. On to the next tour.
Oh, wow. Where are we? Alright, we can explore the world and stuff. Got it. Alright, let's change our character. I want to see what characters I have so far. Oh, how do I do that? Tab? Characters. Let's see. Oh, I could be Alexios, yeah. Greek tough guy. I might be him. Alright, so not a whole lot. I'm staying with the main chick. Alright, so that was the tour of the Acropolis of Athens. Alright, I will do this one next because this is the next suggested tour, but I might also go back and just screw around in the Acropolis to see all the little hidden details and the little tidbits they have going on there. Alright, thank you for watching. My name is Occupied Splash, and I will see you next time.